All right.
On February 18th, 2010,
Oh boy, we're jumping
Christian
straight
asked Alec
into
Benson Leary to call him to discuss the new ads on the Wikipedia.
Yeah, I got your email. Looks like you wanted to talk. What's up?
Concerned about the fact that you could see with the oversized ads on the Wikipedia. I mean, the smaller banner ad, that was okay, but no, you had to go and add a whole
Chris,
do the big page.
Chris.
Yeah.
You asked me to call you right at 9:30, and when I do, you're eating dinner. Chris, if you're going to ask someone to go out of their way for you for something, you should probably actually allow them to do so and not act like you are inconvenienced when they do. That's just a suggestion.
Okay,
do you remember how I told you that if you met my requirements exactly, I would remove the ads, but if you failed to meet my requirements, the ads would get worse? So you failed to meet my requirements. You did meet Evan's requirements, apparently. Evan is happy with you, and I'm proud of you for doing that.
Listen, your comment pages, it should stay on your website alone. I do not want your pages on my website that only shows my pages.
Oh, it's kind of too bad that I bought ad space on your website, and when I gave you multiple opportunities to get out of me having web space or ad space on your website, you didn't take.
Alec has some patience to try to talk to Chris, but Chris just likes a problem to talk to him like an adult when Chris acts like a child trying to get in his way. I did read a comment about that where like Alec tries to have an adult conversation with Chris, but Chris cannot like get into the adult mindset, and it makes him like, without Alec having to be like an all right malicious troll, it allows you to see how like ridiculous Chris like sounds, like just speaking to an adult that is trying to speak to him like one-on-one as like an adult conversation.
If I remember correctly, I did talk about how you are the luckiest person in the world to have a competition like me who would be so generous and go out of his way to help his competition. Because I don't want to just take over everything. I don't want to be the only artist out there.
Bro, avoiding the monopoly, that's great.
Fun. You slandered and smeared me as much as you possibly could. You put all of your effort, it seemed, into trashing me rather than building up your own comic. Yeah. It's hard to misunderstand that. It's hard to misunderstand, you repeatedly hanging up on me.
To be fair, Chris working on his comment is him also bashing like trolls and other things. When you think about it, anytime Chris works on his comic, it's him bashing like trolls or people in his life. So you can make an argument that he's doing both. Just saying.
You've been out of commission for like 3 weeks. You haven't done shit for your fans. When are you going to come back with your comic? Because
I'm up to a few pages in book number 11 where I have drawn that far, and I'm about halfway colored to all those pages which I drew up. I'm going to upload all those pages, all the main pages in a bundle, in a bunch, on my birthday, which is next Wednesday.
Okay, well, until then, I think I'll just keep uploading Sonichu Revolution, because I want to please your fans, even if you don't. I do 2 pages a day. That means I've uploaded, in the past 15 days, I've uploaded 30 pages of my own. When's your birthday, like 8 days from now?
You are mistaken. We're not on the 8 days. My birthday is on the 24th of February.
Yeah, that's
my mistake. So
that's
6
not,
days.
who cares?
Okay,
That's
well,
not
I'll
the
have
argument.
12 new pages by then. In addition to the 30 I've already uploaded. I'm sorry, I didn't know when your birthday was.
Well, it's specifically stated on my bio page on the Wikipedia, and then a couple other places, the 24th of February, 1982.
Hey, Chris, when is my birthday?
Why is this an important argument?
I don't know. I did not study your bio. I did not study your bio.
Chris, it's on my bio page on the Wikipedia.
Real. That's a good argument. Attaboy, Alec.
I mean, if I'm supposed to know your birthday, don't you know mine?
That's a good argument.
I'm kind of hurt.
That's a good argument.
Okay, well, I apologize for that. And after we're done here, I'll go to your bio page and learn, put in my mind when your birthday is.
I can assure you Chris did not do that.
What do you think of Sonichu Revolution, by the way? Have you been reading it? I'm only like 7 pages in right now. But.
I have to look at it, and I did not like the way you were killing characters left and right. That's no good. It's just terrible. Don't go killing characters. That just does not work.
How many comic books and TV shows and movies and, whatever other media have you seen where characters die? Do you think they're all bad?
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, they are bad because that's just totally sad. And plus, to do it in such a gory way, it's just terrifying. It's like any of the Saw movies. especially like the first trap. It's
Chris
called
not
Flip.
liking killing characters.
you like
Keep that in
those
mind. I sense hypocritical.
Well,
He is
the,
going to kill
I like
everyone
them,
in
but
Quickville.
there's death in it.
Like
How
next
could
part.
you like a movie that has death in it, Chris? Death is bad. You said death is bad.
Yeah, but I mean, still, that's Hollywood magic. That's
Well-
the people that acted in those movies are still.
Isn't it canon though? Like I'm kind of getting like staying on that topic that like Chris tries not to kill anyone in Quickville because he believes they're real people, and like he doesn't want to kill them in the chance that he'll like join them and see them in Quickville. I think I remember reading that like at some point.
Oh, right. I forgot because comic
Yeah.
characters are real
Yeah.
people, and apparently I'm guilty of multiple homicide now. Chris,
Yeah.
you
Story,
remember
a
when you
meteor
killed
hits the
Pomona
city.
because
Oh,
we,
boy.
strong-armed you into it because you refused to do it willingly?
That would be
Are you
funny.
guilty of homicide now?
I have a question for you.
Oh,
You said
please.
you like Sonichu. Why did
Yeah.
Why did you draw him killing himself?
I didn't draw Sonichu killing himself. I said Sonchu. Your car, I don't want to say Autobot because it's trademark, but
Okay, well, excuse me. Well, I misunderstood.
I'm not sure if
Yeah,
I'm...
that was
Yeah.
that was wrong. I mean, I was like, you're killing my vehicle. It's like you're making me have to pay like.
No, Chris,
Yeah,
I didn't
make-
kill
make-
I didn't kill him. He committed suicide. He was depressed because he had a name that he hated, and all the other Autobots made fun of him.
The other Autobots do not make fun of each other for their names.
No, they make fun of
The
Sonichu.
Autobots feel you had no right in killing a character that was originally mine, and I have never said, had never said personally, had died.
Chris acts like Nintendo, except without the power that Nintendo has and without creating the things that Nintendo has made. Y'all know how like Nintendo is like really annoying with their copyright? How they will like destroy anyone that like even mentions Mario or that pirates their stuff or whatever. Was it them that like didn't want so, or I think it was Marvel. I don't know if y'all know the story of the guy who wanted to have a funeral. So it's like this Disney reportedly refused to allow a grieving father in England to place an etching of Spider-Man on the grave of his 4-year-old son.
Hey, Chris,
Unless I have real life things, like I have to go hang out with my family. I have errands
He's
to
talking
run.
about chores.
like, are they having you break rocks with sledgehammers or something all day? Because you say it's like some huge serious thing.
Yeah, well, they're old. I have to do chores for them. I have to do chores for them around the house.
Oh, he has to clean the
I clean
kitchen.
big
Oh,
kitchen. I
boy.
do
You
that.
kind of sound like you're talking to someone who has not seen that video tour of your house right now.
Real.
And I want to let you
Real.
know that I actually have seen it. So I'm pretty sure that house is not. Chris, can you hear me? Hello?
Chris attempts to convince Alec that they got disconnected by pressing random numbers on his phone and then hanging up.
Chris, are you pressing buttons?
You are, wow.
Alec calls him back shortly after.
Wow,
Hey, Alec?
dude.
Hey, Chris, did we get disconnected there?
Yeah, afraid we did. It happens
Yeah.
to me between me and my house as well in our conversations sometimes. Reception goes bad during this time of night.
That is actually
okay.
so
Wow.
freaking embarrassing,
Glad I
dude.
got
Oh
that.
my god.
Alec addresses Chris's negative
No
opinion
shame
of gay
whatsoever.
people,
That
and the
is
plot
just
point in his
childish,
story
right?
concerning
Like,
a cure for
wow,
homosexuality.
no
What
shame.
about removing homosexuality would make the world a better place?
Yep, it's pathetic.
Shouldn't be that hard, Chris, because you already established a predicate that no gays equals world is a better place. So, having said that, that must mean that you do have an idea of how the two things are connected.
What two things?
You said no gays equals a world is a better place. That's no gays is point one. That connects to world is better,
okay.
point two. How do those connect?
Okay.
What is
Okay.
yes.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, now I get it. I mean, it's just I'm getting an incoming call right now, and
Well,
it's like
you
interrupting
should probably
the
ignore.
conversation.
Dude.
Yeah,
Did you hear my point though? Please explain how no gays equals world better.
because there will be less risk of those people going to hell.
Hell.
Yeah,
What
when they die.
What do you? Oh, you
The
mean
minimal,
instead of heaven?
you were right. The minimal amount of pressure and pushback, he just can't handle it. Real. Anytime somebody makes a point in an argument, or if anytime like he's confronted with the things that he said, he cannot handle it. He has to go. Like he cannot handle being quoted on things that he says. He cannot handle like a confrontation in any capacity. It's ridiculous, dude. It's actually pathetic.
So you're a Christian then? If
Yeah.
you believe that? What, it's been a while since I've read a Bible. Where in the Bible is that whole gays go to hell thing? I'm not a Christian, so I don't have to read the Bible, but you're a Christian. When's the last time you read the Bible?
Yeah, I have read the Bible. But
You're sitting here judging people based off their sexuality without even knowing, like, what parts of the Bible. Hey, you know what else the Bible condemns? Black magic.
And he uses it.
How many times have you tried to
Kamehameha.
curse people?
Let me guess, he has a call.
Yeah, that's
I have no comment to that.
okay. Well,
Bro got.
so let's go back
bro
to the
got.
gay thing, because we've established that you don't really know a whole lot about the religion you claim to believe in.
Damn.
Why do you sigh so much?
The sighs are like so dramatic. He has no personality. His personality is literally based off of the things that he's read and like seen on TV. Like you know how like in TV, in like movies or whatever, and shows, if a character is like in a stressful situation, they're just like some shit like that. That's Chris. That is Chris's personality, like just put into one. He'll sigh like, wow, that's just
Chris,
Okay,
why do you not put effort into anything?
oh boy.
I do put effort in everything.
Everything? No. I told
Do you think he'd
that
make anime
you're-
sounds if
you're-
he got into anime? He is into anime. I wouldn't doubt it. What would you consider anime sounds? Like just start speaking in fluent Japanese. Imagine that would actually be pretty impressive.
I tell you got to upload pages and you do nothing.
I'm getting tired of this. You're raising your voice at me. I don't appreciate it.
Well,
Chris literally started raising his voice, I think, like when he told him that he doesn't do anything.
I do put
Yeah, he
effort
started.
in everything.
He started.
effort into anything. A person raising their voice, that really is enough to just, completely discombobulate you. Besides, you yelled at me first.
He gaslights girl boss real.
No, I asked you, Chris, why do you not care about anything? And
Real,
then
you got it.
screamed,
You got the
"I do
receipts.
care."
W Alec.
You're being ridiculing to me.
Is that the pot calling the kettle black? Chris, I
heard
want
that, Christian.
I want to understand why it is okay for you to do so many things to other people, but you get mad when they do it back to you. Why is it that any tiny level of stress or inconvenience, and you immediately will
calling it
fall
out.
back on?
Watch, he's gonna hang up.
It just happens, especially
No,
when I'm tired.
That's not an excuse. That is not an excuse. That's an excuse that a child.
I respect it. I respect Alex's approach a lot more than all the other trolls, because all the other trolls, they were just looking for a reaction, like very maliciously looking for a reaction out of Chris. At least in this case, Alec is speaking to him like an adult. He's still a troll. Like he's still, I guess, a piece of shit, right? But he is at least trying to speak to Chris as an adult, and it's more ridiculous to see how Chris responds to a person trying to speak to them as an adult, to a person trying to have a conversation and negotiation. I believe that's more interesting than people just being rude and making Chris yell at a camera. Like understanding, like, no, he literally cannot like defend himself. He's aware of what he's doing is wrong. He's aware of all these things, but just doesn't care. And he's been so baby that he uses childish excuses. Like he responds like a child. It's just sad at this point.
Okay, well, I'm just tired right now. Let's just agree that I will be uploading the pages, and what you got, and perhaps after book 10 is completed, you could. Actually, you know what?
Well, you know what?
About,
If you want to,
don't worry about the ad. Don't worry about the ad space at this point.
damn.
I'll just leave it to
He's
that.
accepted
but,
it.
Yeah,
stop
but,
running away from me, Chris.
What?
Please stop running away from me.
I'm not running away from you. I'm right here.
I know you're not literally running away, but you're trying to end the conversation because I'm making you feel bad. And it's not even because I'm attacking or insulting you. I'm just presenting, a few things that are very minorly unpleasant. You seem to prefer the opposite of unpleasant literally all the time.
Based Chris, though.
any little bit of stress, and you run for the hills. You avoid anything unpleasant, even in cases where dealing with a small problem now will avert a very big problem later. You always choose the hard way. You choose to deal with the big problem that you could have avoided. Bad news is going to happen, Chris. Life is not all fun and games.
Well, I'm sure that happened to you, and you actually had to do that as well.
Yeah, but then I turned 10 and I started learning to get over it. Man the fuck up, Chris.
All right,
Possibly sometime in February,
This stupid
Chris recorded a
dude.
video of himself sticking his penis in the snow.
Oh,
This video
wow.
was leaked much later
Oh,
and
great.
credited as an entry for an online
yeah.
contest to promote the upcoming film Jackass 3D, made by the stunt and prank troupe Jackass. However, the contest was held in summer and autumn of 2010, during which time no snow fell in Chris's area. Whether or not this was a troll-inspired idea is uncertain.
Hey, I'm Christian Chandler.
Oh,
and this
boy.
is Frozen Stalactite.
So we're gonna watch
I'm
this.
going to put my dick in the
Why
snow,
did you do this?
And I'm going to leave it in there for about 15 minutes.
Why did you?
Currently, it's 12:38.
Who
according to my
convinced
cell
Chris
phone
to
clock.
do this?
If there's one clock you cannot change, it's the one on your cell phone.
Who convinced him to do this? I need to know. Did he just do this on his own
Okay, see y'all
volition?
in 15 minutes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, about 6 minutes in now. Ooh, boy, it's cold. I've had about 6 minutes in now. I've had previous experience with freezing my dick, and I've even stretched it a bit.
They say don't
I'll be
stick it
checking
in
back
crazy.
in
Chris is
7.
crazy.
Alrighty, it's 12:53. Let's pull me out.
What was the point of this?
It feels blue.
Bro!
There's the hole again.
Bro!
Kids, that is definitely something. Everybody, I dare say that is one stunt you should not try at home. Peace out.
Welcome to the stream,
this time,
Flickering Key.
Chris
Why did he do this? Was someone convincing him to do this? That is crazy.
On February 23rd, a day before his 28th birthday, Christian uploaded a video in which he declares that his birthday should be a national holiday, reciting a slightly altered version of a speech seen in
He's such a humble king. Such a humble king, Chris. My birthday should be a national holiday. Puts his pee-pee in snow, refuses to elaborate, real as
here
hell.
will join others from around the world, as you will be witnessing the largest personal change in the history of mankind. Mankind. That word should have new meaning for us all.
I think he has someone holding the camera. Who is holding the camera for him? I don't think he has it on a thing, because it looks kind of shaky. Does he have like Bob holding the camera for him? Oh boy, that would be
Today,
great.
we cannot be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it is fate that today is Mexico's Flag Day, and we will once again be saluting an image of our freedom, not just from trolling, loneliness, or persecution, but also from heartbreak. We are fighting for our right to love, to be honest, and when the sun sets today, the 24th of February will no longer be known as only a Mexican holiday, but as today Sonichu fans declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We are going to live on. We are going to survive. To celebrate today, we celebrate our Christian Love Day.
Viewers noticed some peculiarities with the video. Firstly, the camera quality is decidedly better than Chris's usual offerings, and also the camera itself was being held by
Yeah.
someone else. Chris later stated that he had no knowledge of his speech's connection to Independence Day, since it was written for him by a friend. This friend was in fact
It's a Mexican holiday, and he wants to make it his own holiday. No way. Real.
This man made another appearance in a video uploaded the following day, called Magical Man Potion, in which Chris is seen concocting a magical potion that would transform him for the better, referencing either the 1963 or the 1997 film, The Nutty Professor.
That's crazy to think. Like this guy, the guy that records all of this, has probably been the closest to Chris, other than Barb and Bob. I think so far, at least. This recorder guy that has gone out of his way to like help Chris record things and has even like made his way into Chris's own home. That's pretty crazy to think about. And he's like unnamed. No one knows who he is, I guess, at least up to this point.
We're gonna make us a concoction today.
Chris is an artist.
Hello, Stalwart. Alright.
Bro becomes the Incredible Hulk.
Something.
Oh yeah, acting 100, acting 100. This is great.
The man emerges from under the table, wearing the Asperger medallion around his neck.
Oh my God, what? What was this transition? Was this one of the greatest transitions of all time?
The man emerges from under
Oh,
the
it's like
table,
a fade.
wearing the Asperger medallion.
It just looks good because it's like because it's like grainy and you can barely even see anything.
Around
I
his
thought the cut was insane. You could
man
kind of see the
emerges
fade
from
right there.
under the table,
Okay.
wearing the Asperger medallion around his neck.
And the Oscar goes to...
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow. That's not bad.
So what, did
actually.
Chris become attractive?
Feeling pretty good. Feel a little anxious. Frisky. I wonder where a guy like me could go. Get a little action.
Of course, that's exactly what Chris would think.
You know?
Look, he has the medallion and everything, bro. Chris trusted him to wear the medallion. That is incredible. Such a shame. Chris really had no male friends. This could have been a male friend to Chris, but he was just a troll. I mean, I guess. I mean, you can never know, like, his true intentions. I mean, you would think that, like, after hanging out with a guy for this long and going out of your way to, like, hang out with this guy, record these videos, speak to each other, like, hang out in like, this guy's home for a while, you would slowly kind of, like, I guess be friendly and turn into friends. But I guess like he probably only had the malicious intent of like being a troll and getting this content from him. Who really knows? Only he would know, like, truthfully, like how he felt being with Chris and everything. But I imagine he didn't care having a male friend. Oh, Chris is back. The editing is amazing.
Our needs to work on the time length.
Yeah, Chris didn't want male friends to begin with, unfortunately.
To be continued!
He became the first known non-family member to enter not only the Chandler household, but also Chris's room.
That's
Due to his appearance in this video, he became known by the trolls as the Magical Man. He also made his presence known in the second video uploaded on Christian's birthday. In this offering, Chris attempts to explain to the Magical Man the customized quirks of his PlayStation 3 menu, while he sits listening to Chris and pointing the camera at the TV screen.
I would lose all of my trust in humanity after every person you meet is nefarious and disingenuous. Yeah, like, honestly, but I don't know what's the best word to describe Chris. I would say, I guess... ironically, but I mean, it's the best word. He's just really naive to actually believe every person that comes out in his life. Actually, we haven't even talked about this woman yet. Who's the girl that he found, that he actually met in person, that he started talking to, that like they only mentioned briefly in the past couple of episodes. There's this girl that like was mentioned briefly, but like we haven't been it's just the wallflower. Is that really her name? Where she's like an actual person. She's an actual girl that didn't know anything about Chris's like past. All right. Well, I'm hoping to get more information on her because I find that to be pretty interesting. Chris calls her the wallflower to protect. Ah, okay, I get you.
As Chris continues to explain the customization capabilities of his gaming device, his guest takes his camera away from the screen and pans around the room, documenting the plethora of items on Christian's walls, including a Playboy magazine centerfold of cartoon character Marge Simpson, various Sonichu drawings, and his wall of originals.
You have to pay for.
That is a beautiful room. That is an incredible room.
Check out, or you can get the.
You wanna know what I actually want? I want those like that little those like little things that he has on his wall of like Mario, Zelda, and Metroid, and like Sonic.
For some reason, I thought it was Betty Page.
I actually want those. I think those are like the most badass things in his room.
Now see big page. Of course, you can preview these as well, even in full screen.
Wow,
Oh, that's cool.
Also on his birthday,
crazy to think Chris actually spent money to like for themes on PlayStation 3.
A troll hacked into his PlayStation Network
Oh, hacked
account.
into... Okay, that's
This
good.
troll would soon come to be known as Surf Shack Tito, assuming the identity of Tito Makani, a supporting character from the Nickelodeon cartoon series Rocket Power. On February 25th, Christian uploaded to the final pages of Sonichu issue 10, completing the book. He traveled to the year 2015 and took part in a medical study. While he was there, he met a hot woman named Lovely Weather, who
That's
happened to have been the wife of Chris's future self and the mother of their daughter, Crystal. She mistook the current day Chris for the future Chris, so they went back home together and had sex. According to Chris, the medical study's aim was to find a cure for homosexuality, but they needed a sample of pure, untainted, straight blood, so Chris offered them a sample of his own blood. They successfully began producing syringes filled with the cure for homosexuality, with Chris obtaining 2 of them, one of which was to be administered to Relnak to turn him back into his straight self, Nate.
So canonically, the cure to homosexuality is Chris Chan's blood. Canonically, because of how straight Chris is, the cure to being gay is receiving Chris Chan's blood. You know, if there's one thing, Chris never fails to amaze me.
What follows are the preview pages first shown in October 2008, in which Chris reveals that his high school ring is the true source of all his powers, and declares his devotion to his sweetheart, Blanca, who by the time of the official release of Sonichu issue 10 was irrelevant to Christian and the story.
What?
Chris Chan then fights off Relnak, who wanted Chris to join his dark, gay way of life. Before Relnak could turn Chris gay, Chris quickly takes out the syringe with the cure for homosexuality and stabs Relnak through his medallion, shattering it, telling him to metaphorically drink his blood.
Irony. Chris believes that the only requirement to be a villain is to be gay. That is real. That is real. If you are gay, you are automatically the bad guy. Any villain in any story, they liked the same sex.
Over the next 6 months, the vaccine will be dispensed into the world's drinking supplies, calculating that by February 24th, 2009, they will have successfully eradicated homosexuality. Because of this fact, February 24th will be declared Christian Love Day, and will serve as a second Valentine's Day to be celebrated by people in straight love, rejoicing the extinction of all homosexuality and asexuality. Meanwhile, Ultra Sonichu goes into Alec's room and comments that his artwork is poor. He then spots 𝙳ዐսեն⁰યુ, accompanied by Christian's redesigned versions of Leary's redesigned versions of Sonichu and the chaotic combo in the backyard. They announce that the original Sonichu is the savior for whom they have been waiting. Alec's Sonichu begs for Christian's forgiveness for being forced by Alec to follow Liquid Chris instead. The characters reveal that they all have Asperger's and that Alec treats them badly.
I'm sure Alec is going to love responding to this comic. If Chris will even pick up the phone to Alec.
They also claim that Leary kept 4 caged rose chews in his basement. Ultra Sonichu cures them of their Asperger's and greatly boosts their confidence levels. Asperger gets an extreme electric makeover.
They have been cured of their
Asperger's.
Asperger's. That's great. You know, Chris is such a great guy. You know, found the cure to homosexuality in the same comic, mind you, and found the cure to Asperger's. You know, that's just Chris is just so humble, such a great guy. You know,
the jury swiftly finds the Asperpedia 4 guilty as charged and are sentenced to be executed by those they had hurt. Alec was placed in an electric chair, which was active.
What is all of this? What is all of this? Just what is all of this? Look, set me on fire, chop off my head, you dick lunatic. I am not gay. You killed my sweetheart. You killed my mommy. I am not R-word. May God have mercy. Blood and gore. I bite back. I am not a robot.
Chris, Patty, Sandy, and the chaotic combo do the honors of electrocuting Alec Benson Leary until he is
pressing
burnt
the button
to
to kill them.
Next,
yeah, but it's hilarious how they all have a common, and how Sonichu's comic specifically is I am not gay. Wait, didn't Chris say he hated putting gore in comics? Chris said that death was bad. In any capacity, Chris said that death was bad. In fact, Chris also said that he hated digital artwork, and then included Panda Halo's comic of digital artwork. Chris is the craziest hypocritical person in the world. It is actually hilarious. Just because this is a woman, right? This is a woman, according to Chris, as far as Chris knows. This artwork is amazing, and even though this was done digitally on the computer, it's amazing, and it will be presented and it will be honored by Chris.